What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about some comments that Jerry West made about how not drafting Zion Williamson would be like not drafting Michael Jordan. So let's see what they have to say about that.
NBA Hall of Famer Clippers advisor Jerry West, we were talking about him earlier, said on the Dan Patrick Show that passing on Zion Williamson would be like not drafting Michael Jordan. This came from Jerry West, Max.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him?
No, by his own logic, he has it exactly reversed. He said both passing on Zion's like passing on Jordan, and John Morant's going to be the best player in this draft. Well, I agree. Zion's a surefire superstar. But that's like, really what he's saying is passing on Zion's like passing on Olajuwon. Because Olajuwon was the first pick in the Jordan draft. Everyone knew he was a surefire superstar. Jordan wound up the better pro. So it's like, you can't pass on Olajuwon, but you know what? That would have been the right choice. If Zion could be a superstar, but if John Morant is the best player in this draft, then passing on him isn't passing on MJ,
I can understand.
So first off, I would be very hesitant in comparing anybody to Michael Jordan that has never played a single NBA game. Zion Williamson hasn't played one game in the league yet, and you already want to make some type of comparison of him to Michael Jordan, for one. For two, I wouldn't make any comparison to him like Michael Jordan, because for the simple fact that he couldn't even bring his team to the Final Four last year with Duke, let alone win the championship, because I'm pretty sure if we reverse roles, Michael Jordan would have been able to take his team, Duke, all the way to the top and win it all. And we already know Michael Jordan already has an NCAA championship ring. I know he didn't get it his last year, but he still has it. And like I said, so to put Zion on the level of Michael Jordan, I would definitely pump the brakes on that, if you will, a la Stephen A. Smith. Because like I said, if he's supposed to be the best, then he should have been able to take his team to the championship and win it all. So let's keep going.
And how you're being cerebral and dissecting what Jerry West said. But he's Jerry West. I'm going to go with his exact quotes. He brought up the name Michael Jordan, not Olajuwon. And I'm going to tell you that even though he says that, I think he would be wrong. I am of the mindset, I believe Zion Williamson is going to be a superstar, but I need to see it. You got to remember something. He's 280 pounds. And he is growing. I can't imagine he's going to get weaker. But the point that I'm trying to make, so much of his success is predicated on his strength and power. I think that that's going to be somewhat minimized on a pro level. He's got speed and quickness, ball handling skills, but I want to see him be a bit more ambidextrous and have a jump shot as opposed to a set shot. I'm taking a wait-and-see approach.
Can I tell you why?
So I completely agree with Stephen A. Smith. You definitely have to wait on this. I mean, it's fun and to speculate about everything that Zion Williamson is going to be. And I have faith that he is going to be a great player. But to put him up with Michael Jordan and everything like that, I think it's just too early because he hasn't played one game yet. If you want to make comparisons, I would drop down the totem pole a little bit of comparisons of stars. I would maybe put him on a level of LeBron James, maybe Carmelo Anthony, one of those guys in comparison of coming out of school and being one and done like Carmelo Anthony, which Carmelo Anthony was probably one of the biggest hype players coming out of Syracuse and being one and done. But to compare him, put Zion in the level of Michael Jordan, I just can't see it. Especially he couldn't bring his team all the way to the championship game. Like I said, some of that might be because of Coach K and coaching and not using Zion Williamson correctly. But at some point, if you're supposed to be on the level of MJ, you take over the game. Whether the coach likes it or not, you take over and you get your team to a championship, and that'll be it. And then you just go to the league. But he didn't do that. So if he's having trouble on the NCAA level, that means what's going to happen on the next level when he plays everybody is going to be better than any team is going to face in the Elite Eight, the Final Four, or championship. He's going to sit there every night. So, I don't know. Let's keep going.
I think Jerry West might be right and both of you are possibly wrong here.
Right.
Because you're talking about basketball. Max, I don't even think he's being inconsistent. He could believe that John Morant might end up being the better basketball player, but Zion could still end up being Michael Jordan. I agree with your basketball analysis. I'm not convinced that Zion is going to be the head and shoulders best basketball player in the league, especially the way that Michael Jordan or LeBron have been for decades. I'm not convinced that's who Zion is. I think he's a superstar, but I don't know if he's not Michael Jordan. He's not LeBron.
Agreed.
But on star status, he could be. You guys have seen the ratings. You've seen the NBA playoff ratings. They're not where they want them to be. And what it's showing is the power of LeBron. It's showing the power of stars. Stars are important.
Yeah, but Will Kane, star power is something that you want to take in consideration. But if Zion comes in and he's not winning, it won't really matter. I mean, people will come see him and he's a star and all that. But if they're not winning, after a while, people are going to be like, how are you going to be a star, but we're not winning? They don't go together. So, and he, like I said, he might have some trouble because he's going to go to one of the worst teams. He might go to the Knicks. So he might be a star, but he's going to need other people around with him, which hopefully they get Kevin Durant or maybe a Kawhi, a Leonard, or maybe a Kyrie. But whoever he goes to, he's going to be the front runner of that team, and he's going to have to carry a lot. Is he going to be able to do that? Even though he's a star, but like I said, star power only really works if you're winning. Because who cares if you're a star if you're not winning? People aren't going to care. And you can look at that. Look at the Lakers right now. They have a star power with LeBron James. They haven't won. They didn't go to the playoffs. So nobody really kind of cares. You know, you have to be a winning star. So what I'm trying to say. So let's keep going.
Important. And who's the star of this league after LeBron is gone? Can you readily answer that question? After Michael Jordan left, what happened to ratings?
That's fair.
Ratings went down.
Fair.
So I don't understand what Will Kane said. Who's going to be a star after LeBron James leaves? You ever hear of a guy named Kevin Durant? Maybe the Greek Freak? I mean, there's a couple guys. James Harden, Westbrook. I mean, there's a lot of guys. Even though Westbrook, Harden a little bit older, and Kevin Durant's a little bit. He's about what is Kevin Durant 30 right now? He still has a long way to go still. So once LeBron retires, there are still a lot of guys there that can take over the reins. It won't just be dependent on Zion Williamson, a guy who hadn't even played in the league yet, to be talking about is he going to be the next face of the league. So, like I said, let's just pump the brakes, like what Stephen A. Smith likes to say, pump the brakes on Zion. Let's let him get in the league. Let him get at least a couple games in there. Now, we know he has all the potential in the world. It's kind of like talking about the Cleveland Browns. I hate to talk about football, but the Cleveland Browns are stacked. They have a great team on paper and all that, but they haven't done anything yet. Let them get in there. Let them win. Let them get a couple games underneath their belt. Just same thing with Zion before we start talking about all this greatness and all this other type of stuff that goes along with it. So, I don't know. Let's keep going.
I think Zion's going to be back.
I think Zion is the face of the league for the future.
Coming out of college, in terms of sizzle, that wasn't the case with Michael Jordan. As great as you knew he was going to be, that's the reason why Sam Bowie was picked ahead of him. Even though it was idiotic, it was a reason for that. Because no one knew that Michael Jordan was going to be Michael Jordan.
And the other thing about it is Jordan transcended sports because of his dominance in his sport. That's true. You know, Zion could be the next Dr. J if he never becomes like the MVP every year, which is an amazing global